Going on?
Hey Nathan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, so my first question for you is, how did you get into racing?
So I first started getting into racing when I was 4 years old. I was at the local fair with my dad, and there was like a dirt track go-kart race going on, and we went back, and there was a guy selling all of his stuff for just a few
Hmm.
$100, and that was my fifth birthday present, and started getting into it there from karting and all the way through to now.
Pretty cool. What's your favorite car or truck that you have raced?
Um, Obviously the NASCAR truck's really fun. I have a
Hmm.
little pretty limited time, but starting to get used to it now. The Mazda stuff's been really fun. The Cup car's fun. The NC, the Spec MX-5 is probably one of my favorite chassis I've driven as far as that stuff goes. But overall, probably the NASCAR. It's a blast to drive.
Okay. Is there someone in the garage or in other series that you look up to as like a mentor?
Ooh, yeah, I'd say Aaron Johnson. He runs Porsche Cup. He's been one of my closest friends for the past couple of years, and he's always pushed me to be the best version of myself, and set the standard for me. If he can do it, I've always felt like I can do it, and he's always
Hmm.
pushed me to believe in myself. So he's been a big inspiration for me.
So on Friday, you were running around seventh place, a really good race, and then you kind of spun out. How do you feel that Friday went overall for you?
Yeah, it was a good race. The start was a little rough. Had to spin early on and kind of put us on a different tire strategy and ran forward through the field. So happy about that part. And like you said, running around fifth to seventh for a lot of that stint. And um, they got caught up in someone else's wreck there at the end. So it's super unfortunate, but you have to look at the positives that we were there in the first place, right? As
Yeah.
I think the highest that the 76 has been, and this team's done a really good job on giving me a really good truck to go out and compete on these road courses. So I'm really happy about that progress and really looking forward to trying to get another shot.
My next question for you is when something bad happens, like when you spin or get caught up in someone else's wreck, how do you, what do you have to change like physically or mentally to like be ready for the next race or like recover from that?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to. There's a quote, I won't remember it exactly, from Ted Lasso, and he tells one of the players to be a goldfish. Goldfish has the
Yep.
shortest memory, right? So you kind of got to be a goldfish. You got to forget about that and remember what you've done to be in the position you are. It's very easy to get down on yourself when you want it so bad and be like,
Hmm.
man, why did I do that, or I'm not good enough, any of that stuff. But you just gotta be a goldfish and keep believing in yourself and just keep swimming. So that's kind of the mindset I approach with.
Have you ever been recognized in the street for being a NASCAR driver?
Um, I wouldn't say in the street. I mean, I'm very new to it, so we're working towards that. My mom has had people that she doesn't recognize come up and talk to her, while she's at home. But um, most of the time I'm at a racetrack, whether it's coaching, doing the Mazda stuff, or going to the races with Spencer and supporting him. So, you get recognized in those places, but you kind of expect that. So, um, but I have gotten a lot more attention since doing some of the truck stuff, especially like in the Mazda races. People ask for photos and stuff, which doesn't usually happen. So it's been a cool experience.
What are some of the differences that from like driving a truck to like a Mazda or like a stock car from a driver's perspective?
Yeah, so the biggest difference between the the two chassis is obviously one of them's like a stock streetcar chassis, so um and it's like 1,000 pounds lighter. So you feel that weight a lot, but the stock car does a really good job with it feels like a legit race car, right? You got
Hmm.
downforce, big tire, big brakes. So The biggest thing is just how you attack and how you make speed. In the Mazda, it's all about carrying the speed into the corner and rolling through it. And in the stock car, it's a lot more about how efficiently you can get in and get rotated and get out. So it's, in my opinion, it's a lot more like driving a shifter cart or something with a lot of horsepower like that.
Uh, when is your next scheduled race this season?
So my next race that I have in the is in the Mazdas, coming up in just a couple weeks in CTMP, trying to round out that championship and be competitive. So super excited about that. And then in the truck, I don't know yet. I hope to get a couple more this year, but obviously, mine's kind of on next year, trying to figure stuff out. So I don't really have an answer on the truck stuff yet, but I hope I get some more opportunities this year.
Is your goal to like come full time in the trucks?
Yeah, I mean, going full time is the next step. It'd be really nice to get some ovals this year to get ready to go full time next year. But that's kind of where my goal is to go full time in the truck series.
Uh, so I know you just talked about like full time in the truck series, but is Cup Series in the future for you?
Obviously, I think you want to go as high as you can in your career. So,
Hmm.
kind of taking it one step at a time and try to go. I haven't even done an oval yet in the truck, so um, try to do that and go full time and continue to raise up the ranks. Right? I mean, everyone wants to
Hmm.
be at the
Right.
top level of their sport and competing. That's definitely where I want to be in the future. But you take what you can get and take it one step at a time.
So I've got two more questions for you. Uh, my first one is, how did you get in connection with the 76 team?
Yeah, so actually through some of the network that I have with the Wheeling people, they connected me with some people in stock car racing and kind of went around and introduced myself to some of the teams. And Spencer was super excited about the opportunity of working together, and they made it feel like home. So that's kind of where we decided to go. And I definitely don't regret it. It's a great group of guys, and they've put everything they can to keep me competitive on these road courses, and it's been a really great experience.
Hmm. My last question for you is, what advice would you give to someone trying to get into racing at any level?
Yeah, I've gotten this question a couple times. I think for anyone, right, you got to figure out what you love about the sport. For me, I love the competition aspect. So no matter what it is, I want to compete at the highest level.
Hmm.
And for some people, they just enjoy the top series. Like if you're an F1 fan, figure out how to be an F1, right? Like whether it's media, whether it's physio, whether it's engineering. Maybe let's say you love the engineering, right? Do engineering to the highest level that you can, and IMSA or F1 or IndyCar or any of these series. So I think figure out what you love and do that to the maximum.
I guess I have one more question. So
Yeah.
you obviously grew up with racing, right? Did you watch
Mm.
NASCAR growing up?
I watched a little bit of NASCAR growing up. I'd say I watched a lot more NASCAR, like around 2010, like early 2000. I was born in 2006, so late 2000s and early 2010s. And then I kind of started watching a lot more F1 and IndyCar, and then sports car racing, and obviously circling back now to the stock car racing stuff.
So when you get to race against guys like Jimmy Johnson, who are obviously at the top level when you were growing up, how surreal is that? Does that ever feel just like unreal?
Yeah, I mean it feels a lot more surreal when you're not driving. When you're driving, it's just another name on a truck, right? You're figuring out
Right.
how to beat them. You wanna race them. So um, when you're not thinking about that, when you're outside of the truck and hanging out, like seeing Carson Hocevar in the pits and Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon walking around, you're like, man, this is really cool. But when you get out there, it's just trucks and stickers. That's pretty much it.
Did you enjoy the scenery at San Diego? I thought that was really cool, the whole layout of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome having the naval ships and stuff was super cool. And can't thank the Navy enough for making that possible. But um yeah, the whole scenery and stuff, it was beautiful weather, beautiful facility. Was super glad to be there.
Well, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for
Awesome.
joining.
Yeah, of course. If there's anything else I can do, just let me know.